Covidians, nice to see you on apparently the hottest day of the year so far. Well, it's pretty warm in Great Yarmouth, so I'm not going outside for a while. Have been watching a number of things on YouTube, and one thing that I find absolutely fascinating, it's a series about Britain's door security staff, or if you like, the private security industry. Believe it or not, the police are now so incredibly stretched that people are employing private security firms to look after them, their premises, their property, their events, or whatever. I'm pretty sure we've all been to a gig or something where, of course, there is private security. Well, I'm thinking a bit kind of Christian faith-wise now, okay? And I'm thinking that way a bit because I'm into one or two things with local Christians, yeah? All kind of via the internet or whatever. But there are some who consider that as Christians, that they are just kind of taking care of who gets into heaven and who's not admitted. They're sorting wheat from chaff, yeah, wheat from tares. Of course, the tares, the weeds to be burned up, and the wheat, as we are doing or have been doing for a while now, stored in barns. But there's a little meme here that I just love, and I'm going to show it to you. I'll read it first because I think it's so good, and it's along that door staff kind of idea. Christians, remember, we are called to bind up the brokenhearted, not to be bouncers in the kingdom of heaven. I seem to be coming across a lot of Christians online who seem to think it is their job to be heaven's bouncer. Can you imagine that? They'd probably think that they're going to be there, shall we say, at the end of days. And many of them actually do think that, in fact, biblically, they are going to be there. We are going to be judging between the wheat and the tares. And we'll have a good look, and like that guy standing there, we'll have a look in the book, and we'll go, sorry, mate, your name's not down. You're not coming in. Yeah? One particular Christian I'm dealing with, it doesn't look like he's got an awful lot of subscribers on his YouTube channel, but here's a picture of his channel. And I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this. I really do. If he wants to comment on it, he's most welcome to. But he is kind of a bit short on subscribers. Maybe I'm the only one. His name is Think on These Things. There you go, Think on These Things. Free advert for your channel on mine. I don't mind subscribing to your channel, Think on These Things. Of course not. I wish you luck, and I don't bear any animosity towards you. But you see, Think on These Things, if you look again, has a channel consisting exclusively of people reading parts from the Bible. You know, you could have a channel featuring Toby jugs if you wanted to, for all I care. You know, that's up to you, mate. Free choice, freedom of expression, all that lot. But just as a matter of interest, have a look at the picture he picks. Yeah, that is the Queen's Guard, I would imagine, at Buckingham Palace. And the Queen's Guard is marching forwards, and as we know, they don't stop if anybody gets in their way. No, make way for the Queen's Guard! And what's he doing? He's just marching on through. He's just pushing the person over. Well, he's a Queen's Guard, and they have to behave as they're told to behave. But, you know, that kind of thinking behind this guy, he's possibly a bit pushy. Certainly rather shouty, and often speaks on another channel for a bloke called Stuart, where he speaks up for him. Yep. What I'm trying to say really in this, I probably will make it a fairly short video because these ones don't garner an awful lot of interest, okay? And I don't just want to keep moaning about Christians I'm discovering on the internet. The channel he visits a lot is Stuart's channel. Stuart calls himself Messages for Our Time. Stuart brings the message for our time every 24 hours almost, that we're living in the last days. Yep, the world is now totally evil. It is absolutely evil. It is completely perverse. Yeah, and in all honesty, Jesus is going to return again soon, and he's going to beam up all the Christians, and the rest of us who are left, well, we're just going to burn in hell for eternity. Yeah. Now, that's obviously how Stuart seems to think it will work. Yeah. And along with think on these things, of course, one of those particular groups that are going to burn in hell for eternity will be LGBTQI people, particularly lesbian, gay, transgender, intersex people. They're going to burn in hell. And it seems to me that although the Christian church is making strides towards welcoming everybody, including these people who are LGBTQI, yeah? Although the church is making huge strides towards welcoming them, there is still tremendous resentment shown towards them, especially people who may be intersex or whatever. They're being kicked out by the church because of some ridiculous understanding, and in gay people as well, that somehow we're applying the Old Testament scriptures, and we're saying that particularly, well, they'll always quote Sodom and Gomorrah, won't they? You know, men who wanted knowledge, and it had to be carnal knowledge, didn't it, of other men. Those men stroke angels who were there at Sodom obviously wanted knowledge of the other men in the house. Knowledge. Well, it turns out no, and it wasn't that kind of knowledge. Knowledge could mean in those days they wanted to converse with them, they wanted to know who they were, they wanted to find out about them, they wanted to speak with them. Yeah. But there was a mob of rather angry people outside that place that if they weren't kept, if the people weren't kept inside, they would have been lynched. Yeah. But you see, the assumption there it's always used, isn't it? Condemn homosexuality. And I mean, poor old Lot's wife, well, because she looked back, she got turned into a kitchen condiment. Yeah. So, you know, I don't know what they're saying about salt, but perhaps they should be saying, watch it, or you'll turn into a kitchen condiment. Yeah. This is a bit of a plea, I guess. It's a bit of a plea. And it's also saying that, so look, if you come across Stuart's channel as well, can somebody please comment on it? Can another Christian please comment on it? Can another Christian maybe say that, yeah, sure, I guess in the end, obviously the end of the world will come. Well, the end of my world will come when I die, yeah? And everyone's going to reach their own end of the world, yeah? But I'm just getting fed up with hearing all the judgmental doom and gloom from this bloke. A man who, by the way, suggests that having your COVID vaccine could mean you're accepting the mark of the beast. A man who in his latest video talks about wondering if there were demons in his slow-running computer that his friend fixed, and were computers all to do with witchcraft? God, you get some strange people out there, don't you? And you get a few bigots as well. I'm afraid even in the Christian church. We're not perfect. Nope, we're not. But, you know, kind of, I would hope, being Christians, I'd hope we could kind of work on the bigotry, and try maybe not to be bigoted, yeah, and try maybe to love people, yeah. Classic Christian phrase from the fundamentalists and whatever's always love the sinner, hate the sin. May I suggest we try what Jesus did? May I suggest we try what Jesus did? Love the sinner, forgive the sin. Doesn't seem to go down very well with fundamentalists, because that their sin. Well, God can forgive sin, but they're not sure they can. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Bye.